All right. If we are ready to go in 3, 2, 1, go. And they're going. Oh, they're going. So hi, welcome to the Legend of Zelda Randomizer at SLURPATHON. And both of our runners start off with a sword. So this is an item randomizer. The maps and locations are shuffled. However, the items are... No, they're not shuffled. The items are shuffled. Words are hard. So hi, I'm Spark over here. I am joined by Captain Mop.
I've played this game once.
And so we've got Tetra heading to level 1 while we have Meg heading to level 3. Let's see what our runners find.
Tetra exiting and re-entering to unlock the free door.
Very nice.
Fairly standard.
Now I'm going to be very honest here. I cannot see very well what is going on these screens right now. There is a little bit of pixelation on my side.
Meg is in a green room with some slimes. That's what it looks like. Looks like...
Slimes. Is this Dragon Warrior?
Maybe.
Alright, so I think we are going to yell at the bitrate a little bit here because I'm sure that the screen is very clear on your side, but not so much on mine. Alright, so the runner's picking up a few keys, going through the levels. So what's our goal of this game?
I think it's to beat Ganon.
Yes, but how do you beat Ganon? You just walk into level 5 and be like, hey, here I am?
It could be. Are the dungeon locations the same?
The map is vanilla.
Oh, excellent. Then I guess you can go to Spectral Rock. Because that's where death is, or something.
So Tetra has picked up the raft on the floor of level 1.
Oh, okay.
And I believe I see on Meg's side, actually, she has picked up a sword upgrade and a blue ring on the floor. So Meg has a blue ring and the white sword. Very nice way to start off your game.
Did Tetra get a flute?
Oh, and Tetra did pick up the recorder on the floor as well. So I'm going to be... I've got a little paper tracker here with me. It is good times. Alright, and Tetra goes down into the basement.
And what does she find?
Unfortunately, it's a little bit difficult with the call here to see what is down on the ground, but very soon, when the mobile catches up, I'll be able to see what it is. Ah, bombs, thank you so much.
Very handy.
And we've got a helper in chat saying that the bow is also in 1, so yeah, very well loaded. So this is the randomizer made by Tetra. All of the items are shuffled everywhere, so you can find quite a few things pretty much anywhere. So it looks like Tetra has picked up the Triforce to level 1, but we need 7 more pieces.
We do. A few Tetras can now enter Dungeon 7 by playing the whistle. Also some really fast movement too as she completes dungeons to go across. She's got the options of going to Dungeon 2, so she's got better coverage across the map. Or she can go to Dungeon 3, as it doesn't really require much to beat Dungeon 3.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point there. Level 1, having the raft, bow, and whistle, well, rather, the raft and the whistle, makes it so you can cover level 3, 4, and 7 really quick. They're all on one side of the map there.
And it looks like she's going straight for level 4. Meg on the other side, trying to take out Manhandler. Unfortunately, he's not being very cooperative.
Yeah, if you place it down properly, you can take it down in 1 hit, but sometimes if you don't quite get it, Manhandler gets very angry at you.
Yeah, taking out 3 heads is kind of the worst, as it gets really fast and really hard to predict. Which screen should I be looking at?
This one's the clear picture. That one.
Yeah.
That one is a little behind.
Actually, I think that one's ahead, but except for it's not very clear.
Or yeah. Sorry, folks. A few technical difficulties on our end. Oh, but
that
looks
is
like
way better.
all right, we've got a clear picture on the screen that is more well-timed. Fantastic. So I think I just saw Tetra picking up a candle on the floor there.
Some really good coverage on Tetra's side. We'll see if Meg can keep up with the handicap of not having as much items.
Level 1 is very close, so I believe once she gets there, you know, she'll be able to catch up. Level 1 and 3 are very close by. They're generally, usually the first two places you will check out right away at the beginning.
But that sword upgrade is already helping Meg, as she can kill the Zulls in one hit. They don't split off, and they actually drop items.
Yeah, saves a lot of time there.
When they split, they do not drop any items, so it's quite helpful. Not only is it fast, but it might also help for bomb drops.
Sunglasses face, sunglasses face,
Ooh.
sunglasses face.
I thought that old man was a little too old for memes.
Is it a good time to read a donation?
Go for it.
Alright, we have $50 from Lilat, saying, I was hoping to make it out for this marathon, but unfortunately, real life RNG had other plans and I broke my hand. That being said, I'm really hoping the marathon goes great, and good luck to all the runners. This Celeste run is amazing. This goes towards hard difficulty Waldo. Thanks, Lilat.
Yeah, thank you very much. So one thing to note about this randomizer is the item upgrades are progressive. So it means the first sword you pick up will automatically give you the white sword, and then from then on, when you pick up 2 more swords, you will get the white sword and the master. Oh dear.
Oh dear. Tetraly's having some technical difficulties.
So that's a Nintendo game, folks. Oh dear me.
Real life RNG.
So real life RNG has taken over Nintendo. Meanwhile, looks like Meg is just being a good sport here and waiting for the Nintendo to work. Gotta blow in the Nintendo cartridge to make sure it works. All right, looks promising. Looks like in a second we should be back on. And there we go. So unfortunately that does put her back to the starting screen. However, I don't think she was too far from where she was. And also, she was able to save the game. And that's probably about the most important thing on her end there.
Nice thing is she does have the whistle, so she can transport to certain dungeons quicker.
Oh, that's true. How does that work?
Yes. I believe it's got something to do with the way you're facing, and dungeons that you may or may not have visited before.
Alright, so there is the sword upgrade that was in the level 3. So now Tetra has the white sword as well. And I assume very soon she will be picking up her blue ring as well.
Old lady is still in the same spot, but with a letter, you can't buy potions.
Alright, so Meg looking in the store. The shopkeeper is very angry at Canada.
Blame Canada.
How could you?
Well, we did decide to host this marathon in the middle of winter.
True, why would we do that? So joining me on commentary here is Captain Mop, who has had experience with playing this game once. And you're doing a lovely job.
Did we have something happen on Meg's side? Because it looks like she's just standing there.
I think she's taking some notes. However,
Okay.
look at those bombs available for 250 rupees.
What a steal!
I think that's not very good.
Well, I didn't say a steal for who.
Yeah, you're right. The shopkeeper is the actual rude one.
So a fun thing about bombing the dark nuts here is, for the casual, it usually seems like that they don't always work, but they actually do have an attack direction, and it's the direction that you place the bomb when you're facing. So if you face the dark nut head on, he'll just block the shot. However, if you're facing the direction to his back, it will hit him and will do quite a bit of damage, allowing you to kill a red dark nut in one bomb, or several in this case.
And yeah, this is the randomizer made by Tetra, and I believe there was a lovely map tracking system made for this, which I'm pretty sure was by Starism, so, you know, it's pretty cool. I think you made it! Shoutouts to you! It's a good little randomizer. There are actually two versions of this randomizer out there, and this is this is more of an item shuffler one, so it really can mix things up. Any single room that has an item drop has potential to have a key item, so you really do have to, you know your rooms well, and, well, get ready for some combat. So Meg now goes into level 2. This is a pretty straightforward level, and we find the power bracelet. Not necessarily an item that you need, but it can be useful for transporting around the world.
Assuming you know your stairways really well.
That too.
They're great for quick travel. However, you do need to know which stairway leads where, as they are not always the same.
Yeah, I know. I always have that trouble myself.
Left, right, or center? I don't remember.
No. Who does know? So we find the Triforce on the floor of level 3, though Tetra chooses not to pick it up. There are still places to look.
Ooh, man, rough.
Having a little trouble with the Manhandla as well. But again, she's got...
Oh, she does have bombs.
And she does have the white sword as well. I'm not sure if she picked up the ring. I did miss that, but... This Manhandla is just really temperamental, but she gets it, and for the reward, she gets the map. Unfortunately, not as big a help. Alright, so making our way through the dungeons. Meg gets a drop in that one, but unfortunately some pixels made me unable to see what it was.
Well, we can try to look on the late stream and maybe figure that one out.
Meanwhile, Tetra picks up the Triforce in level 3 and goes back out to the world. Alright, so Meg's got the compass for level 2. The compass will always tell you where the Triforce is, which can be a big help in a way. Though, at the other hand, you still do want to get some pretty good coverage of the dungeon just to make sure that you have, looked for all of the items possible that you need.
Collect some keys. Have all the key items.
Keys and key items.
Ooh. Yes. Both. Keys. As long as they have the word key in it, I guess they're good.
What about the keys?
Ooh. No, they're not good, I guess. They don't ever drop any items.
No. So at the end of this level here, you actually have a Dodongo, which you need a bomb to defeat. Now this room always gives you bombs in vanilla, though the Gorias themselves do drop them. This room, though, gives her a key.
And, depending... Are we still on? Okay. Depending on how you kill the Dodongo, you can actually force the Dodongos to drop bombs by bombing it and immediately dropping a bomb and slashing a few times. Dodongo dislike smoke.
That's a hint.
Yeah, that sounds like something that normally happens. And a Triforce spawns for Meg. But will she? Yes, she will take it and just finish off the dungeon.
So Tetra going into here to get some money. Runner, please stop dying. So yeah, money is important in this game, depending on what you find in the stores, which of course is also randomized. But there are a few hundred secrets, 3 of them on the first quest overworld here, and it's usually a good idea to pick up some money, just in case. Also, whenever you're able to find the bow and the arrows, 1 arrow always costs 1 rupee as well. So now we've got Tetra headed up to the level 2 spot, and looks like indeed she did pick up her ring. I believe that's actually so the Take Any Cave is actually the wand. Very interesting. So I suppose both runners do have both of that now. The wand is never necessary, but it's very nice to have.
Any ranged weapon with infinite uses is always fun to have.
Quite. Wow, what did we find there?
I think we found a survey. No more surprises.
Alright,
Tetraly now in Dungeon 2, and it looks like Meg will now head to Dungeon 1 and go for the loot.
Yeah, so Meg's gonna find a big bucket of prizes here. So, you will notice that Tetra has the blue color tunic where Meg has the green one. However, we do know that Meg picked up the ring earlier. The difference between that is just with the way this randomizer functions, the sprite doesn't actually change color for you. However, I believe, because Tetra reset her game, I think that is what caused the color change, but both runners do have the blue ring right now, which does double your defense. That's Tetra, does find a heart piece on the floor there. So there are 2 different sword caves in this game. The white sword item has been randomized into the pile, but you need 5 hearts rather to pick up whatever it is. And then there is also the magical sword, which I don't entirely remember. I believe everything is randomized into this too as well because of the progressive updates, or upgrades. You have to save and go back to the menu for the ring colored update. Alright, thank you, Cloudy Shoe. Yeah, I figured it was something like that, so because of Tetra's mishap, she gets to wear a different outfit. And so there is the bow on the floor for Meg. And Tetra snaking her way up to find the Dodongo as well, which, well, we know it's nothing too exciting, but more keys are always good to have just for the good measure. And Meg goes downstairs and finds the bombs. Useful, but you don't always need all of them.
They're nice to have, though.
Yeah. I mean, I bet anyone would like to have more bombs.
Not usually speedrunners. Usually the old man asks. Actually doesn't even get a chance to ask.
Yeah, I guess depending on the route you take, you might not always see them. There are some bomb upgrades you can purchase, but might not be a priority today. So Tetra gets her level 2 Triforce.
And Meg finding the raft.
And I assume the whistle will be close by as well.
I did not notice this before, but is there a way to quickly switch your items in this randomizer?
I don't recall the details of that, actually. Let's watch carefully.
Because I'm looking through Tetra's B, and it does seem to be changing without her going to the...
Oh, well, if the select swap is enabled in this, then that indeed will be an option.
Oh, that sounds really handy. And it looks like it is.
Ah, yes, there we go. Beautiful. Sometimes I do get a little bit confused by my functions between the two different randomizers and what is shared and what is not, but yeah, that is a very popular option, having the items changed by the select button just for fast access. So there are some runners, or at least one of them that I know that does choose to keep the select key for the pause, so they can use pause strats for fighting enemies. So looks like Tetra is headed up to get the large secret over here, and Meg might now be snaking her way back to level 4 and possibly 7. Tetra now going up to where you traditionally get the letter, so you're able to get a potion, but what are we going to have here?
Some rupees.
Brent! That old man was very enthusiastic.
Meg now going for dungeon 4, palace 4, yep.
Palace 4? Where did these names come from?
And Tetra perhaps going to palace 5. And she is. Scream warping to palace 5.
Yeah, so traditionally you definitely need the ladder to be able to progress in this. But let's see what we found so far. So there's a very easy way to defend these, or to defeat these, however, you need the bow and arrows to do it, and one hit will kill them. Though with the white sword, it's not going to be way too bad, but still a little bit time consuming.
I might be confusing my Zelda game, but don't you usually just play the flute?
That must be a function in a different Zelda game, I'm assuming, because...
Okay. Oops.
It's the bow and here, though in a different version of this one, actually, you can yell into the microphone to defeat them.
Yes, the Japanese version.
Yes.
All you do, yell, or in most cases, people just blew into the microphone.
Yeah. However, we have no microphone for this one, so they made it so the bow would take them out in one shot. Or rather, you know, with the arrows. Alright, so Tetra not being able to go north because there was a river in the darkened room. Choosing to go to what is known in the speed room as the Room of Requirement. You must fight a bunch of blue dark nuts so you can get the recorder for a stair item. Alright, so she'll have 2 rooms over here that have some items in them.
And Meg stabbing a few pancakes.
And Meg goes down to the basement here and actually finds a Triforce in the stairwell, and that was in Dungeon 4. Meanwhile, Tetra fighting the blue dark nuts. They are like the red ones, but faster and meaner. They have more health for them, so they're tricky ones.
And one bomb does not necessarily take them out, so...
No. But once we get this one, we'll be able to push that block and see what's inside the staircase, and we have...
a heart container, full heart.
The heart piece. Yeah, there are only full heart pieces in this game. That function is changed a little bit in future Zelda games. And with that, she decides that's enough for her because, well, she needs the ladder to progress more.
Kind of weird that we just use ladders as bridges in this game. Most people use to climb up ledges or something.
And so here we have the White Sword Cave. She'll be able to pick up whatever is in here, and she gets...
A key?
A key, an individual single key.
Could be helpful.
But that old man, he said bow for Brent.
Bow? I thought that was bow for Brent.
No, no, no. The Bow is a beautiful building in downtown Calgary.
Oh.
Please take a picture with it with the hashtag bow for Brent.
I doubt that. I think we're supposed to bow for Brent.
No, 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 no. It's a picture of the Bow for Brent.
Might need to have a chat way on this and what makes more sense.
So Tetra's now going back into level 1, trying to probably figure out whatever room she missed. Alright, so it looks like she had just missed some doors by lack of having a key. So just a couple of rooms here now. She'll have to defeat the Aquamentus.
Thank you, Shubinair, for agreeing for me. And welcome, GamerKitten64. Welcome to the channel.
We are pretty chill here. We are Slurpathon, raising money for Extra Life. We are coming with games for the entire weekend. And thank you so much for everybody to join us so far. Yeah, spend a key to get a key. Not always the good plan. Wait, is this Dragon Warrior? I always do that in Dragon Warrior. So Tetra actually used her whistle to get over to level 3. I believe she's probably going to check out what's in level 7 now. Though we also still have level 6 that we can look at, which doesn't require any special items to get into. It's just a little...
I don't remember which one level 6 is suddenly.
Level 6 is beside the grave. It's like slightly north of
that
level
one,
7.
yes, the Lionel area.
Yes. Alright, and then we've got it. So what's she doing there? Just standing along the edge?
I don't know. I think she's trying to,
Whoa!
Oh, look at that.
Cheating! So there is a... You're able to do a scroll with a few frame-perfect inputs on, you know, a one-frame tap on a very specific pixel, and you're able to wrap your way around the map, and you can skip a few things that are normally a little more time-consuming.
Such as that path that's usually... It's supposed to be a maze, but you just go up 4 times and it will unlock itself.
The hint is to go up the mountain. It does take quite a long time to get up. So we've got a Dig Dogger on Tetra's side here. You have to play the recorder because Dig Dogger hates certain kinds of sound. And then it, you know, breaks up into like 1 or 3 little pieces.
Is it a good time for a donation?
Go for it.
All right, we have $50 from Must Be Tuesday. They say, "Good luck, Meg. Save the animals."
Beautiful. Thank you very much. So a reference to our, I believe it's our final run of the marathon, where we are playing Super Metroid Randomizer and Link to the Past Randomizer.
Yeah, it will be a cross randomizer with, I can't remember this now. My mind just went blank. We'll have Meg and Nazrim team running the Super Metroid portion, and each one will be teamed up with either Trank89 or Karnath FD, doing the Link to the Past portion.
Yes, that'll be a fun way to close off the marathon. So I believe I just saw Meg pick up a ring on the floor in Palace 5 there, in a room that I know Tetra had gone through, so it's very good chance that they both actually have the red ring now. I'm just kind of going to assume that they do. So the red ring essentially quadruples your defense and makes it very easy to get through, you know, some trickier spots, which you might not do as much. So, Captain Mop, I bet you'd like a bigger truck.
Would I?
I don't know, Tetra sure did. So with that, there's our bomb upgrade. She is now able to carry up to 12 bombs at a time, which can really help you, just get through some spots where otherwise, if you had 4 fewer bombs, you might be sad. So we've got a room with a river here. Unfortunately, you can't get your way around it without a ladder. So she's just going to have to choose if she's going to keep digging the little bottom of level 7 that she can, or decide to go elsewhere. And look at that, that little skeleton has a little dress on. Oh, no, actually,
That's
it's just holding a Triforce.
Nice.
It looks like she chooses not to pick it up at the moment. But now she goes back in to get the Triforce. And I believe that is 5 pieces so far for her. I know that I've actually missed a couple on Meg's side, but I want to assume her Triforce pieces are very similar to Tetra's, just because so far the progression has been very similar. So question in chat, what is the NESCAR map incentive all about? Well, if you have ever watched Dragon Warrior Randomizer being played by NESCardinality, he hand draws his maps, but it's not just like a little stick figure map like that person Sparkover does, no. It's like a very nicely detailed map with like ledges and islands, and they're very nicely drawn. So for the incentive for that, we will actually be showing you a camera focused right onto the map that he is drawing live as he progresses through the seed. That's for the Dragon Warrior Randomizer run. That'll be happening later tonight against Mr. Holmes, 2 of our top runners for Dragon Warrior Randomizer, so that should be a lot of fun. Alright, so
once again, it says, bow for bread.
So under the Armos here, that looks like a bomb to me, so Tetra has no interest in that at the moment, just because.
It looks like a blue shell.
The pixels. They do not help, so Tetra now might be headed back into the level 6 area just to see what's in there.
Looks like she left the screen to come back. Lionels were being jerks. Ooh, that one hurt.
Yeah, the Lionels are definitely very mean. They will not want you to go anywhere. So in level 6 now, we have the Whiz Robes. These are the orange ones. They hurt more, but they take fewer hits to destroy. And the blue ones, they will not hurt you for quite as much, but...
They move around.
Yeah, they also move around.
They are jerks, and they fire a lot faster.
I think they are worse than the orange ones. The orange ones at least have very predictable patterns.
Yeah, orange ones I can deal with. Blue ones, ooh. I don't think I'm the only one who, will start cursing with them.
Yeah, they're not very good. Alright, so I know that some of level 6 is going to be blocked by the ladder, but perhaps if we can get lucky, it'll turn up soon. I mean, we are going to have to find it eventually. My only other thought is I don't believe we've seen anything from level 8 yet. So if you remember the breakfast room from level 4 with the pancakes, now we've got the magical breakfast room. So there we have the book in level 7, and Meg definitely rejects that. So most runners do not want to pick up the book because it makes fire come out of your wand. And you'd think that would be good, but actually it makes it a lot less functional and dangerous too because you create fire that you can hit.
Yeah. Makes it less functional in that you have to wait for the fire animation to end before you can fire your fire rod again.
Yeah.
Or magical rod. That now is a fire rod.
Not very helpful.
Not at all.
There are some functions in a different randomizer which can make it actually a little bit useful for you, but in this one, no, you're probably just going to want to avoid the book. Alright, so Palace 7. Again, we know that we are going to be blocked by the ladder shortly on Meg's end, unfortunately.
But she can stock up some bombs on these Dodongos, or she's not going to hear any of that. But I think she will go for the bigger truck.
Haha!
Trade
Yes.
in a big truck for an even bigger truck.
Ah, the Calgary way.
I feel like it's more of just Alberta in general, but we do have a lot of big trucks in Alberta.
True.
Or in Calgary in general, I guess.
So I think we're starting to run out of rooms on Tetra's side in level 6 that she can access without the, said ladder. Now Tetra is hiding in the doorway here. The Wizrobes are very scary and she's a little bit low on health, but... So she's using a technique that I actually use quite a lot in Randomizer when I'm playing. So the enemies, when they respawn, they have a certain priority for who spawns first. And if you're lucky, you can get some easier enemies to spawn fast or before by killing an enemy, leaving, and then hoping that the easier enemies will spawn instead of the more difficult ones.
In this case, she kept killing an orange one in order to only have to fight 2 blue Wizrobes as opposed to 4.
So in the transport staircase in 6, we find the next Triforce piece. And I believe that means other than... Level 5, we never found the Triforce, and level 8, we haven't seen them yet. I'm trying to retrace 9 in my steps, though. Is ladder required in 9?
I don't believe so, because there is a part where there's a river. Well, it's randomizer, so maybe. There is a part in a regular run where you could cross a river, but you usually turn left before that. So it could possibly be required.
And I believe I saw the bow, or rather, a set of arrows on the floor on Tetra's side. Unfortunately, with the river there, she cannot pick them up. I'm hoping that the little pixels that I was looking at were indeed the arrows, and I'm not lying to you.
Do we have time for one more donation?
Definitely, go
Absolutely.
ahead.
All right, we have $110 from everyone's favorite bot, Cybermorphy. Says, Cybermorphy dance? Yo, happy to be back for this good cause. Love you all. Thanks, Cybermorphy.
We love you too, Cybermorphy. Alright, so Tetra definitely making some good progress through 6 here. And now we've got Meg in level 6 as well. They're very close to each other, proximity-wise.
No quick kill on Goma without the bow, though. Goma usually only takes 1 arrow to the eyes.
I don't think you have a slow kill on Goma either without the bow. Or the arrow, rather.
Oh, Goma can't be killed without arrows.
No.
That's good to know.
However, Goma is only blocking one
Item.
item, so it might not be necessary. Or it might be the latter, who knows?
Oof, that'd be rough.
Yeah, we have no way of knowing, unfortunately.
Well, it can't be, because the bow is behind a river.
Oh, you're right.
So Goma can't have the
Or,
bow.
no, you can't get to Goma without the ladder.
Or yeah.
Words!
Either or. Yes.
Fantastic words.
Words are difficult sometimes.
Oh, true, yes, good point. The boss is blocking 2 items. Because of the heart drop and
Yeah.
then the Triforce room. Starisms is very smart. Thank you for backing us up.
I've played this game once.
There are reasons I don't sign up for most commentary, but we're having fun at SLURPATHON. Yay!
I'm doing something.
Participation!
we must have missed something while the camera was off. The real Bong says he said yes. I think that must have been a marriage proposal or something.
I think a marriage proposal at Slurpathon would be a very new thing.
Quite.
So let's see. It looks like Tetra is headed now to the level 8 area. Need a candle to get down there, but I'm pretty sure we saw her pick one up. And there she has it ready.
Dungeon 8 does have a lot of items. Also has a lot of dark nuts.
Yeah. Who knows which one is going to win out. And as well, some rooms in 8 are definitely going to be like that, tricky without being able to get around without the ladder. Which is really, I think, the biggest item we're probably looking for at this point. We've established that the level 5 Triforce is behind the ladder.
Chat, is this your way of bowing to Brent?
Alright, so this is what we call, very nicely, the Blue Lagoon. So we have blue dark nuts, and we have a lot of lag, actually. The Nintendo can't quite keep up with everything going on in that room between the turret shooting at you and the blue dark nuts, and possibly yourself with beams if you have full life. So, pretty tricky to handle sometimes.
No matter what, it's a rough room, and you want to kill as many dark nuts with your first few bombs as possible, as it will make that room much easier. Not only because there's less dark nuts, but the fact that there's less lag.
Definitely. So Meg saw the Triforce at the bottom of the stairway on level 6, but is choosing to search around a little bit before picking it up.
And Meg fighting this big green blob. It might have more than one head. I believe that is,
It's a Gleeok.
Yes.
We've got some pixels on our end again.
Oh, there we go. Cleared up.
Alright, so Tetra on her last enemy now in this room, and she gets the ladder! Lots of fun. It's time to go places.
Is that go mode for her?
I don't know if we've picked up any bows yet, or, I keep saying bows, I mean arrows. However, she still is definitely lacking, the Triforce in 5, and now we do have to find it in 8. But now that is a very rude room to have to fight to get the, to be able to pick up the ladder. And of course, there's also a chance that there will be arrow upgrades in level 9 itself, so you can't count that out as well. It just depends how much the runners want to gamble that, you know, that your final arrow upgrade will be in there.
That would be a very fun troll. Just make it vanilla. Get the silver arrows where you're supposed to get the silver arrows.
So I believe we did see some arrows in 6 where we just saw Meg go through but wasn't able to get because of her lack of the ladder. But Tetra still does need to look around in 8 a little bit. I believe we're going to be Goma blocked shortly over here to a few more rooms, but there are still, I know there's at least this one room for the Manhandla. Oh! Looks like Tetra did pick up some arrows where I did not see, so very good for her. And she will be able to explore the rest of this dungeon.
Tetra abusing a very fine programming oversight, where standing at the doorway, you actually can't get hit by enemies.
I love programming oversights. They're so much fun.
However, although you can't get hit, you also can't attack while just standing in a doorway. So you can't just cheese that boss fight and hope to just fire an arrow. You do have to run out of hiding at one point.
And thank you, Shubinator in chat, for noting that Tetra has now picked up the Any key, so she does not have to worry about resources anymore as far as keys go, because she has all of them. And she picks up another heart in the dungeon down there. And yeah, very good point brought up in chat. With so many rooms and items in 9, you really do not want to have to worry about the item, any item you're looking for being there.
Absolutely. In most randomizers, you don't want the item to be where it is in its original vanilla section. Most people want to walk in knowing that they can complete most of the dungeon at the very least.
So Tetra has found the Triforce in level 8. I believe she is still looking for one more item upgrade and the Triforce in 5, but she's getting pretty close to go mode. Looks like she's missing yet 2 Triforce pieces. And looks like we're going to check out what the item is on the coast. So traditionally, you need your ladder to get over to a heart oak container over here. But for today, we have
Low bit rates.
a little bit of lag. Unfortunately, I was unable to catch what that was. Thank you to the lag, but that is all right.
It looks like she got it, whatever it was. Must have been important.
Ladder item was bombs. Thank you very much. Yes, unfortunately, we're working the internet a little bit hard today, and our commentator computer is sometimes a little bit sad in the pixels, but we have lovely people in chat like you to help us out. So Tetra now most likely headed back to level 5. We're going to find out where that final Triforce piece is. And I believe she has seen all the other ones. I know she is missing another one, but off the top of my head, I can't quite remember which one it was. But let's see what's in the rest of 5 for now. Meanwhile, Meg is now in level 8, and we know that she's going to be pretty close to getting that ladder as long as she's brave enough to kill the Dark Nut room. So Tetra, with some very nice work on the Dodongos here, is able to take them out pretty quick and finds the Triforce right away. However, she does want to look around. She has items to find. More importantly, just looking for some arrows and a sword. She does find the map, but of course all of these are vanilla locations, so if you know them well, you don't need the map. But I don't know, even for me, I find just having the map kind of helpful there. So she picks up another heart piece. I'm not sure if anyone has visited the Magical Sword Cave yet, or if there's a point to visiting the Magical Sword Cave, but she's getting there. Meanwhile, Meg is now in our room that we know where the ladder was located. You can do it, Meg. You're only a few dark nuts away.
Everything looks blue, though.
That sounds about right.
Hey, there's some grays.
Ah, and some browns! The brown ones are the ladder. So yes, the ladder now for Meg, and she is going to be able to make some good progress as well. Meanwhile, it looks like Tetra chose to go back to the beginning of the level. And new arrows get as marked in chat, and yes, looks like Tetra did was able to upgrade to the silvers. Thank you very much for our background help. We do appreciate it. And they're defeating the Dodongos again. She gets Triforce number 5, and I believe, well, Triforce piece from the Palace 5, and I believe she will be headed to whatever her last dungeon piece was to get. I was mistaken. I actually did believe that she'd picked up every single Triforce, but last time I saw her map, on the start screen here, it'll show you how many Triforce pieces she's collected, so she'll be missing one, and we'll be picking it up soon. Oh, are we going to see a fancy trick here?
I think we are.
I believe Tetra is about to do the Rook Order. So what happens here is you want to block clip onto the spot beside the raft. Oh my gosh, where did that take us?
Looks like it's near
That took us
Dungeon
into the
8.
forest.
Nope,
I did not expect
Lost
it to take us
Woods.
there.
Wow.
Now that is definitely a new one for me. I've never seen a Rook Order go that way, but I kind of want to feel like that was not exactly the intention. Seeing as she is now recording again, but I still liked the execution of seeing that happen. It was still a fun time. You get some swag points for that.
And Tetra trying again and ending up in the grave. Is she going to Dungeon 6 or she's heading to Dungeon 6?
So I'm guessing this is her final Triforce piece to get. Oh, this was the cute little Stalfos with the skirt, right? Yeah, for some reason I thought she'd pick this one up, but if she's able to remember where it is, where she saw... Or no, that one was in level 7, actually. Sorry, my mistake. So I'm pretty sure... I thought we had saw what this one is, but you know what? Sparko can make mistakes too. Alright, so Meg is actually pretty deep into level 8 here. I don't believe we saw Tetra go over this way, but she had taken the Triforce by going north from the Blue Lagoon, whereas Meg has gone to the boss stage, where you have the four-headed Gleeok.
Yeah, that thing's a nightmare. 2 was bad enough.
And so Meg gets the heart piece from that, heart container. And the Triforce item is a key. Tenth enemy has the bomb. What does that mean?
So there's a counter that every 10th enemy that you kill with bombs will drop a bomb as long as you don't get hit. This works for most enemies, however there are some enemies that will never drop bombs or any items at all, such as keys. In which case the next enemy that you kill, even with your sword, will drop a bomb, so long as you don't get hit. Yeah, it is kind of odd. Sparko never makes a mistake.
Oh my gosh! I think that's a lie. I think there have been many a mistake made by a Sparko.
I think that's a quote that should have been in game. Mistakes were made.
Right! Our Triforce to 6 was in the basement, and so Tetra gets there, and now I believe she has all of her Triforce pieces, and she's ready to head to level 9. Meanwhile, we've got Meg here with the Goma.
And she doesn't want to deal with that. I don't blame her. I wouldn't either.
I mean, it's nicer to avoid dealing with Gomas if you have to, but I also don't... know if she has her arrows yet. Perhaps this was the room where Tetra picked them up. This was around one of the things that we have missed during the technical difficulties of the internet, so we will find out shortly. Meg with half a heart, but still brave, and gets a sword upgrade, actually. Now Meg has the magical sword, which is something that Tetra actually does not have, so she's got a little more, arm power. I guess it's not really arm power, though. It's just your sword is a little stronger.
A little bit more shanking ability.
Arm power! Brought to you by SLURPATHON. Alright, and with that, we have Tetra entering level 9. So, normally you would hear some roars of Ganon when you're looking for playing normal randomizer. However, in Tetra's version, where the maps are all the same, they know where Ganon is, and, if they're aware of where Ganon is, they can just go straight there, just as if it's a vanilla run, except they don't even have to pick up the silvers. How lovely.
That is a thing.
So yeah, she's going to be making, the fastest run for Ganon that she can.
Without the Pegasus boots, of course. Those don't exist yet.
I think that came later. So now she's actually using the silver arrows. So the silver arrows have the same attack power as the magical sword, I believe. So this is actually a bit of a faster option for her because she still just has the white sword. So here we have Patra. It's a very not nice enemy, but thankfully that one we can go.
It was in.
Oh no, Tetra is not respecting her elders.
She must be from Tampa Bay.
So Tetra went through the trouble of making us a lovely file with some fun Slurpathon / Calgary, Alberta type quotes. And I'm really appreciating seeing these. It is a joy to see some of these inside jokes in here. So this room with the Wizroads, here you do need to fight. There will be a staircase here. Though she does get to avoid fighting one of the Wizroad rooms that you normally would fight in vanilla, just because, of course, you don't need to go to the staircase item. So It was a reference to a Stanley Cup game with Calgary versus Tampa Bay, where there was a very controversial goal where the puck seemed to have crossed the line, yet the official ruling was it did not.
It was in.
Calgary fans will be very angry. Go sports team!
It was in Game 6, and it would have let Calgary win in overtime. Unfortunately, the goal was ruled not in, and allowed Tampa Bay to win that game. And then Game 7, we lost. It's a very sad time. We don't really like to talk about it much.
So unfortunately, Meg takes a death in level 6. I thought she had gotten the Triforce out of this one, actually, but hey, I was also wrong about Tetra's getting it out of here, so what does Sparko know? I assume she's also got some rooms to clear anyway. I don't believe... Oh, I believe there was another arrow upgrade in here, so she's probably headed for that one if she remembers that's where it is. Meanwhile, Tetra making her way. So here, I believe, is the last Wizroad room that you'll have to fight to make another stairway. She's going to be getting very close to Ganon. But there is going to be one Patra fight necessary before that. I assume she's got a potion tucked away in her tunic. Meanwhile, Meg picks up her arrow upgrade.
Now, was that the first or the second?
Mystery.
We'll find out eventually.
Coming soon, TM.
She's got to open her menu at some point. Or does she? I guess not, because they've got the select item.
Yes. Meanwhile, Tetra with some swag uses the bomb to make a grayscale Patra and is going to be using her potion, but she's only got a couple of rooms left, and she's right in front of Ganon here. Just a few more little Patra babies to take care of. Just being a little careful here. I don't blame her. Keeping your health up there is very optimal for fighting Ganon. And well, if I'm calling the race, I get to say it. Here's Ganon! So, with the white sword, Ganon is going to take, I believe it's 8 stabs to defeat, and then you just need 1 silver arrow to take care of him. So, Tetra's got the stun lock going on here. You can use left strats if you're likely to just hang out in the corner like maybe Sparko. Get the stun lock, and then shoot the silver arrow. And with Ganon defeated, all Tetra has left to do is go into the next room.
And fight the flames.
And fight the flames. And with that, Tetra has finished the race in 1 hour, 1 minute, and 25 seconds. Please get your GGs out in chat for her. She played a very good run here. And I believe Meg is going to be most likely getting done. She's probably still looking for... I believe she's probably still looking for another arrow upgrade, I think. And there is the Triforce for Meg. Alright, so both runners actually had seen this Triforce, and I was just mistaken in thinking they had picked it up, so sorry, folks. Alright, so let's see what is left for Meg to get. 2 more Triforce pieces for her. Looks like they're having a little lovely runners chat. Alright, and Meg is off on her way again. Alright, so just a reminder for everyone for why we are here this weekend. We are raising money for Extra Life. We have gathered a lot of lovely runners together to do some speed runs for a very good charity, and if you are able to donate anything, that would be very much appreciated. Even if you're able to not donate, if you would like to, you know, spend your time just with us watching it, that would be lovely. And I believe we have in the commentators booth here our winner, Tetra. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, how did you feel about that?
It was a little bit combat heavy because I was going through looking for that ladder and getting really worried after a while. But turns out it was the Dark Nuts and Eve who had it, so that was a little bit overwhelming, but made it through okay.
That ladder was in a very nasty spot. So, look at our lovely tracking machine. I sort of lost track of a few things when they were happening, but trying to keep it all down, it was interesting. But yeah, you played a very good race there. I mean, come on, that level 1 off the bat was... If you went to level 1 first, which you did, Meg went to 3 first, you were all set for the next little corner in the bottom.
That was crazy. You had really good coverage on that.
Yeah, it was, you know, just kind of luck that it happened to be all in one, but yeah,
it was a very fast start for items in the beginning, and then it sort of slowed down a little bit with everybody's search for the ladder.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, having the recorder definitely made it easier as well, even if I kind of goofed up with the recorder towards the end.
I really appreciated that, even though I figured it was just not quite exactly where you wanted to end up.
Right, I just forgot that I didn't get the triangle from 6 yet, so my count was 1 off. So.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah. no big deal. But I figured it would be fun to show off that trick for the audience.
Very nice. Yeah, I made that mistake twice actually. I thought both you and Meg had picked up the 6 triangle, and neither of you actually had.
What I'd forgotten was that I intentionally left to check that one extra room in 6 that you can get without it, which turned out to be where one of the arrows were.
Yes.
So it was a smart move. It's just going back. I needed to kill all those wizards and was out of potions. So
Yes.
not too big of a deal, but it was just had I been able to get that, it would have saved a chunk of time. But,
Yeah.
oh well.
But hey, you were still very fast as well. You were just a little bit over an hour.
Yeah. Oh, that was a seed.
Yeah. Yeah, having the ladder so far away sort of really hurt things, but I think the only ladder block things were the Triforce and 5
Yeah, that's
in the end of it.
true. So in some ways, it was almost more of a blessing than a curse because you didn't have the top of 7, you didn't have the back part of 5 at first, so and also the back part of 6.
Yeah.
So in a lot of ways, the seed almost guided you to the ladder, even if it was a little bit combat intensive to get it.
Yeah, I feel like the two of you probably chose not to go there right away just because of all the blue dark nuts.
Pretty much. And then even once you clear the dark nuts, you have to deal with the Goma, so you generally don't like to go into 8 without arrows and the bow anyway, but
Yeah.
it worked out okay.
Yeah, though actually, Meg went into there, I think, without any arrows, and then went to a room beside the Goma, the one that you bomb out of, and was actually
no.
able to get the magical sword upgrade.
Ooh. Oh, that's where the magical sword was.
Yeah,
Nice.
the other one. Did you check out the magical sword cave?
I did. I think it was only like bombs or 5
Okay.
rupee or
Yeah.
nothing really exciting.
Yeah.
When I did the logic for this randomizer, I purposely made it so that if there was something in there that was of significance, it would be relatively easy to get to. Okay, looks like Meg has all triangles except for 8, if I saw that correctly. So I think she has the ones from 3 and 4.
Alright, yes. Yeah, my tracking, we had a tiny little bit of technical difficulty on our end from the viewing perspective, but we did our best to try and keep up with the action,
Yeah.
and chat has been very lovely otherwise to help us
yeah.
out.
Yeah, and she should be in go mode now. Or does she have silvers?
I don't believe so. That was unfortunately one item that we had
Oh,
missed,
yeah.
but I know you got them in 8 somewhere.
Oh, I think they were past the
The
Goma.
Goma?
Actually.
Okay.
So silvers were actually wood arrow blocked.
Yes.
So that might have been the issue. So if she went into 8 without bow and arrows initially, then that would have been a
Yes.
problem.
She had the bow, but the arrows, no, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah. Though now with the magical sword coming through here, this is at least going to be a lot easier for her.
Oh, yeah. And hopefully with the potion as well.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she has the red ring as well. I think both rings were very easily accessible, though we only got to see you in your blue tunic because of the incident.
Oh, no, I never got the red ring.
No?
No, where was the other ring?
I guess Meg is the only one who got it then.
Oh.
So how did you feel about your incident? When the Nintendo was very angry?
Yeah, that was kind of weird, and especially when resetting didn't help. So, blowing on the cart is always the last resort.
I'm very glad though that it was able to work.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, she's going the... Oh, no, she is going the right way. I think it was either in here or the red darknet room above. Well, that's a harder container.
well, the Darknet room was the Triforce, I believe.
Oh, maybe that was the... Was it? I forgot.
Oh yeah, actually I believe she has the compass. So it's only if you defeat this room, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember where the silvers were, but...
Oh, no, those were in 5. Were they? Shoot, I forgot.
This was the magical sword room where she had gotten that one.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I'm mixing the Triforce here and... So
Oh,
hopefully-
arrows were in 5 and 6 according to Cloudy Shoe. Thank
yeah. Oh, okay, never mind. It wasn't bow. Okay, my bad. Thanks, Cloudy. Hi.
you. Cheshire waved at you even if you could not see it. Alright, so with that, Meg has the Triforce from 8. For those of you who cannot see my lovely tracker, it actually is just a piece of loose leaf with some triangles scribbled on
Oh,
it.
except she's going back. So
I assume now silvers are the only thing she needs. She's probably just going to want to cover every single room that she has not been through yet. So it just depends on her coverage on the other levels so far.
So is the silver she didn't get in, or did she get the silvers in 6 or 5? Do you remember? We'll find out eventually.
Off the top of my head, not remembering, unfortunately.
We have enough time for donation?
Yeah, say some words.
Alrighty. We have a $50 donation from Tramp Royale. They say, here's to another great marathon and wonderful cause. Put this towards TOV as the Dragon Warrior Randomizer sprite because TOV is love. Or Tov, sorry. All right.
Ah, yes, that's for the dog sprite.
Right on. All right. Thanks, Tramp Royale.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much. We are going to be trying to get a little bit of a more comprehensive list of the sprites available, but just for some examples of a few of the sprites you can use, we've got all of the main characters from the Dragon Warrior NES series from the original up to 4, also including Tov the dog, which is a lovely little cutie. We've also got some character sprites from the Final Fantasy game. There's also a Wario sprite, which you probably should donate for because Wario is the best baby ever. Who said that? There's Mario, there's Luigi, there's actually Link from The Legend of Zelda. The
Which
game
one?
currently on. This one. I said The Legend of Zelda. That's this one.
There's many legends.
The original Legend of Zelda. Yes, there's a lot of really fun options for that. So, and that'll be for the Dragon Warrior Randomizer race coming up later on this evening. Ooh, excuse me. So we've now got Meg headed back into level 7, which unfortunately we know is going to be a bit of a dead end for her, but I mean, with the magical sword here, combat's going to be a little easier than otherwise.
Oh yeah, having mags in 7 is always awesome. When you do a vanilla 100% run, you normally have the magical sword in 7, and it just makes it a breeze, especially since it just cuts through those blue Gurias like butter.
Nice. I love a good buttery Guria.
Yeah, look at her go.
Yeah, that power as usual. It's going to make you go zoom.
A little precarious on the health situation, but...
And I
Well, it's the
believe I
ring.
saw her pick up meat somewhere too.
Oh, okay. So she will be able to do the back half of 7, even though...
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, there's one more place to check to the right.
Okay. See, another thing about playing with the vanilla maps is sometimes you forget about some of the rooms just because there are so many of them in 7. And you definitely don't visit most of them.
Oh, all hail.
And there's a banana.
All hail Lord Banana.
Someone just left their snack on the floor.
Hell or high water.
That being a reference to the flood from 2013, it was?
Yes.
Yes.
We thought that Calgary Stampede was going to be canceled that year, but they were adamant that they were going to continue with that. Come hell or high water was the saying that year.
Why not both?
Yeah, the Calgary Stampede being what is called the greatest outdoor show on Earth. I cannot vouch for it, I've never been to it, but it is indeed a giant, a giant deal here in the city of Calgary. It's a very popular thing for a lot of people to go to, so it was important for the city.
Good right. Good right.
So a lot of level 7, there are a lot of bomb walls in this and like twisty-turny ways that you cannot get to. They're very one-way paths, but when you know your way around it, it's not really too bad.
Yeah, it's definitely truly on a casual playthrough where you don't really know where the passages are going and you hear the roar from Aquamentus but then aren't able to get to it, and turns out the secret is in the nose of, or something like that.
Something like that. So we've got a staircase item here, and it's money. Not necessarily something you need right away.
Well, arrows are nice.
But we must find those arrows. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there were any other items we haven't found. I don't believe anybody found a second candle, and I guess not a second banana yet either, since that was the first one we saw, but...
Yeah, I didn't even find one of them. No, you have to go down and to the right. Well, she'll figure it out.
I think she can't hear you.
I know. But I guess now that I remember where both of the arrows were, they were both ladder blocks. So if she went into 5 or 6 without the ladder the first time, and we'll need to double dip them, it's possible just she forgot about... Ooh, got a grayscale there. Nice swag.
Now both of you have done that.
Yeah.
It's always fun to show off some neat little tricks like that during the marathon.
Concert shots. We jokingly call that when you use the quarter when you don't need to.
Alright.
Okay. Don't get wall mastered.
Don't commentators curse! So, with the wand, it's a lot easier to not have the wall master grab you. So, what's so bad about getting wall mastered?
Oh, what's so bad about getting wall mastered? Well, if you get even one-shotted by a wall master, it will conveniently take you all the way back to the very beginning of the level.
Ah, that sounds terrible. I never want that to happen to me in a race against you a year ago.
No, that would never happen. Oh.
Me and a few of my friends actually have a very bad reputation for one of us getting wall mastered in a race. It's been a little consistent, and it's not a good thing.
No one likes to get wall mastered, especially given how far it takes you back. It costs a good, minute and a half or 2?
Something like that. So we've got the boss here now. We're at a bit of a dead end for the end of 7 here, and we've got the key. But Meg, you have the any key.
Yeah.
Still want more. Want to stockpile them, just in case.
Well, the shop was selling for like, what, 100 a piece, so...
Yeah, maybe you can sell them back, make your money.
So hopefully she'll realize soon that it's either 5 or 6 that she's missing.
Yeah, I honestly... I assume it's 5 she picked them? No,
Yeah, so she might be on her way to 6 right now.
Yeah, I honestly cannot remember exactly which one that she had picked it up from, but I see a red ring on her side there, so that does verify that at least. So yeah, she is very decked out in the equipment area. Just has to figure out where the items are, and hopefully not gamble on 9. That would be something I would fear. I think in your rando, I definitely do like to try and be a little, more coverage of the not 9 levels, just because 9 is so big and windy and does have so many items inside it. We'll see what she thinks about doing next.
I mean, both the back half of 5 and the back half of 6 have enough... where's she going?
We'll find out with, of course, again, having the recorder to be able to teleport to the dungeons where you have your Triforces is going to make it a lot easier.
Okay, so going back into 5.
Alright. I believe it was 6 where she did get the arrows from the first time, but I've also been mistaken on very many things today so far, so, don't quote Sparko. Or quote Sparko. It's up to you.
Quote the Sparko? Nevermore. Okay, so yeah, she hasn't gotten the arrows from here. Okay, so that shouldn't take her too much longer then.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, level 5 is, again, pretty much any of these earlier levels are going to be a lot easier when you're decked out in the very strong gear.
Yep.
And now we've got the map.
Champ in chat says, always quote Sparka.
Oh no! Another heart piece for Meg. Maybe soon we can pick up those bombs. Maybe we won't. We're still just looking for the arrows. We got some money.
I think they were in the room up above with the Pulse Voice piece and whatever else was there.
Alright. I trust our runners to remember things that I don't. Though to be fair, even when I run a rando, it's sometimes hard for me to remember where things are after they, we go through them.
Well, she is using, you'll notice that she's glancing at her laptop. She's using a tracker. Yep, there they are.
Woo! We've got the silvers! Meg is
mode.
now in go mode.
Nice. Yeah, anyway, I was saying she was using a tracker that Starism's fruit. It's actually a web-based one that's really, really good with the UI. And it lists basically all of the places that you check. They put a lot of good work in it, so I just want to give Starisms a nice shout out.
Nice. I actually did give Starisms a shout out earlier,
Okay,
but you
good,
can
good.
never do too many shout outs to
No,
lovely people.
you really can't.
No. So being in 5, we were actually pretty close to where level 9 is. I mean, you could in theory record her to 1, but I don't think it's really worth your time at that point because recording and remembering how to record her, or is that just a Sparko problem?
No, I ran into it earlier today as well, so not a big deal.
All right. And again, going through 9, especially now with the magical sword, not needing to get any items at all, it's not going to be too far away from the end here for Meg.
Yeah, particularly not having to check for the silver arrows room. That definitely speeds it up.
Yeah, because even in vanilla, you do need to go pick up those arrows, but imagine actually having to go through looking for upgrades in here. Too many items in 9.
Okay, so she does have a blue potion left, which between that and the red ring will... Oh, don't want to comment here first. That's right.
She's going to do her best.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
And that's
we get a
really
lucky
all you
fairy.
can do.
It's true. So you do need to have a certain number of bombs coming in here as well along the way, but when you've got a bomb upgrade to 12, you're pretty safe for the most of the time. She is still going to have to, defeat 2 of the Wizrobe rooms as well, but again, with the red ring, the red wing, that's a lot of protection.
Well, you need a wed wing against the wed Wizwopes.
Ah, yes! White. So I like your use of the silver arrows coming through here, just because especially you only had the silver, or you had the white sword, and then not the
Magical sword.
Magical sword, wow! That is... So that was some good use of the silvers along the way there. But we will see what Meg does with the rest of it. Gotta have to be a little careful around the Patra. Oh! So unfortunately, she takes a death from the Patra, but hey, good news! She's gonna have more health now than when she entered 9 the first time. Actually, I guess she could have up-aid the first time, but that's okay.
Yeah. Because this is SLURPATHON. You don't have to be perfect.
No! We're having fun, and that's what matters.
I don't think this ever happened before.
Did you have fun?
I did have fun.
That's good. Are you gonna have fun later today when you play more video games?
Absolutely.
Nice. I look forward to more fun.
Yes. Everyone will have fun here. The fun will continue. Yeah.
Yay!
Okay, now don't forget your potion this time.
No. Though it might be, maybe she wanted to use it later on as well. Because if you only do have 1 potion, then it's a little bit, tricky.
That is true.
So how did you feel about that Take Any Cave?
With the, whatchamacallit, the wand?
Yes.
That turned out pretty
I
cool.
would take one of those.
Yep. And then potions from the rest of them. It was in...
Sports team!
Is that like a hockey puck was in or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
We did go over it before, but essentially there was a controversial call on the ice for something that could have been very sports team win cup game.
Yeah. Get your links to emotes out in chat.
So now we do have Meg using her potion. She's got beams again and a heart for safety that she can pick up, but she doesn't even need it, but she gets it when she's at full, just like Sparko would.
Right, you can never have too much health.
Exactly. So 9 can actually be a little bit of a big amount of a snaky maze if you don't know where you're going. The first time I played through this, actually, I made a map with like legends for staircases, but instead of just using like numbers or letters, I used like a heart and like a star and a diamond. Good times.
That works too.
It got me through 9 eventually. And I even used it when I was speedrunning.
Yeah. The real trolley thing is that if you go too far north, you can actually not be able to reverse your course, and then you have to basically start the game almost all the way over.
Yes, that was the tricky part. If you ever got too far in the one-way door rooms.
Right.
Those were mean. Oh, and especially, gosh, when I have to do that in this rando when I'm looking for items, that's just a bugger.
Oh, yeah. That's the worst. Yeah, the sort of equivalent to whether something is a pedestal seed or not is whether there's something in level 9, because there's a lot of places in level 9 that you would just never go in a vanilla run ever.
Yes,
That
most of it.
Mm-hmm. So that's where Stars Tracker really comes in handy.
Yeah, because you really don't see most of level 9.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
Wow, that was lucky.
So what does the clock do, Tetra?
It freezes all of the enemies in the room, including those traps that she just walked right through.
Wow.
And yeah, it definitely makes combat almost too easy. But I don't think you can ever make combat too easy.
No.
Oh, you can if you have to kill all those wall masters.
Oh, yes.
Oh, right.
They stalk out of the walls, and if you require to kill them all, you have to exit and re-enter.
Well, actually, a clock in the Wallmaster's room can be a curse rather than a blessing, because then they won't come out of the wall.
Exactly
and
what I
you-
was saying.
Oh, okay, I see.
You have to exit the room and come back before
Yeah.
you come out. It's brutal.
In a speedrun, that can be a run killer. Although not as much of a run killer as getting hit by one of the Wallmasters, obviously.
Yes.
All right, so with the Patra down now, we have one thing to do. Want to do with me, Tetra?
Sure.
All right. Here's Ganon. I've always wanted to do that with somebody. It's
Yeah.
normally just a one-person thing, but thank you for sharing that with me.
Oh, my pleasure. Okay, Meg's going to be taking the safety strats in the corner, which... Oh, look at that. Got a stun lock for a sec there, but she's going to need a total of... Oh,
there
only
she
one
goes.
more. That's right, she has Max, so...
With the magical sword, it's very fast. So with Ganon down now, getting the Triforce, all she has to do is go fight the fire.
Yep. So get your GGs out for Meg. GG.
Hooray! And
And-
with that, the race concludes.
Yeah, in some amount of time that
In
we're
s-
not entirely sure, but...
In some amount of time that we respect and admire.
And I think it's underestimate, so...
That definitely, yeah, because if you finished in about an hour and 1 minute, then let's do some math here. I've got 13:29 on my clock, and I've got your GGs at 13:03. So yeah, we're still
Okay,
about half an
so-
hour underestimate. So roughly an hour and a half here.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
This has never happened before.
What, being underestimate?
It's a tricky thing.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
usually go over at some point.
Okay, well, we'll, you know...
We have one more donation for that run, if that's all right.
Oh yes, go for it.
Awesome. Yeah, it's just a $50 donation from HJA. There's no message or anything like that, but thanks a lot, HJA.
All right, and if you can use your words, would Meg like to come up here for an interview, or will we be just going off into the next game soon?
Yep, she's on her way up now.
Fantastic.
Alrighty. We'll start getting set up for the next game now.
And with that, looks like we got megmacattack in the commentator's booth. Hello, Meg.
Hi.
How you doing?
That was terrible.
I'm sorry. It's over now.
It's over now.
Hooray.
Yay.
Any comments?
Took me a long time to find ladder, and then I spent a bunch of time looking for bait when I didn't need it. No.
No.
I did not need it.
Yeah, that ladder was pretty blocked in a very bad combat heavy spot. Tetra got it pretty late too.
I actually don't remember where it was.
Blue Lagoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think probably both of you just avoided doing it right away, thanks to You know, dark nuts.
And
Why
then
fight them?
I didn't have arrows, so I couldn't finish 5. And that was
Ladder was blocking 5, arrows were blocking 8.
8.
Yeah.